Welcome back to another amazing video from Abe Recaps. Today, we will recap a Hong Kong action drama film called Big Brother from 2018. The film is about a former soldier who is recruited for his toughest mission yet, teaching a class of teen delinquents. As he kicks his way into their school and home lives, it becomes clear that his unconventional teaching style might be just what they need. Will he be able to become a good teacher that the students need? Is his teaching style actually going to help the students, or will they face some problems? Let's find out. But before we begin, beware of spoilers. Watch out and take care, and I hope you enjoy the video. The film opens with Henry Chen, who is sitting in the principal's office and asks for a job as a teacher. With no previous teaching experience and a background as a U.S. Marine, the school headmaster is reluctant to hire Chen at first, but is persuaded when he reads an impressive letter of recommendation. When Chen is asked why he wants to teach, he plays coy at first, but then reveals that it pays well, which is the main reason he wants this job. Henry Chen is now the new liberal studies teacher of Class 6B at Zach Chi Secondary School in Hong Kong. The class he's assigned to is a class of unruly and disrespectful kids, who challenge the new teacher with a unique method. On the first day of class, Chen walks inside the class as no one notices him and keeps doing what they were doing. His class is filled with students doing their own thing, from sleeping or playing video games to making some cash cooking and selling noodles right there in the class. But Chen, instead of getting angry and yelling at the students for not showing respect like any normal teacher would, calmly approaches just about every student and gets his or her attention by showing interest or sharing some knowledge in what they are doing, meaning that he does not stop them from doing what they were doing and instead helps them to do it. This only goes to showing how good of a teacher Chen is. But the students still disrespect him a little too much when he writes his name and phone number on the board so that if anyone has a problem, they could call him, but all of them call him at the same time and tell him to leave. Chen still does not get angry, but uses a unique way to teach them a lesson. He takes a rubber band and hits the water pipe, which results in every student getting wet, while he holds an umbrella and stays completely dry. There is a certain group of students that are the biggest troublemakers. The first one of this group is Jack Lee, who fights on every small issue. Gordon, who is South Asian, two twins, Bruce and Chris, and Gladys, who is a tomboy. All five of them always have issues with the basketball team, and they are all always seen arguing with each other almost all of the time. Jack throws an empty bottle in the play area for the players to trip over it and fall. Jack's plan actually works, and a player of the basketball team trips and takes a fall due to the empty bottle. But the problem is that a teacher named Mrs. Liang witnesses this and figures out that Jack is the one who threw the empty bottle. She gives them an assignment to write as a punishment, but they end up putting an insect inside the assignment in order to take revenge on Mrs. Liang, showing that this group of five do not listen to anyone nor respect any teacher. One day, the school committee is there for a school inspection. Chen takes a box of cigarettes from Jack and says that whoever can answer the question about what kind of poison is found inside a cigarette can leave and play outside. Gordon gets the answer right, and just as he is leaving, everyone inside the class starts to cheer at him. The school committee witnesses this chaos and is not happy with it. They inform the headmaster that this school is on the last warning because no bright students went to college from this school. They also tell him that if there are no bright students this year as well, they will stop funding the school. The next day, in the cafeteria, the basketball team starts to have a very big fight with Jack and the rest of the group, and it also involves throwing food. The school takes no action whatsoever about the basketball team, but announces that they will punish Jack and the rest of his group. When Chen comes to know about this certain quintet of his students who are at the heart of the troublemaking at school, he begins to take a different approach and is soon seen scouring through each student's file in order to learn about them. This sequence is handled in a unique manner, as we're shown individual background sequences with voice narration from each student, providing us with context for their behavior. Jack Lee comes from a poor family and lives off social aid in a rundown project with his grandmother after his parents died, while also working part-time at a Chinese restaurant. Jack manages to make a living for himself without any support, and his grandmother appreciates it very much. Gladys Wang is a tomboy who yearns to drive race cars, yet feels like her patriarchal father loves her brother more. Her father always wanted a boy, which is why Gladys decided to cut her hair and pretended to be a boy from childhood. A ukulele player with pop star aspirations, Gordon Lau is made fun of because he's South Asian and looks different from his peers, something that shatters his confidence and ambition. He wants to be a famous musician, but he does not have enough money to launch an album. Twin brothers Chris and Bruce Guan, real-life twin brothers, live with their neglectful alcoholic father and have to fend for themselves most of the time. Their mother left them for a richer man when they were very young, and they had no choice but to live with their alcoholic father. The hard-working Bruce dreams of getting rich and living a life of luxury, but this is hampered by crippling ADHD. Chris would rather lose himself in gaming and hopes to become an e-sport champion rather than deal with the pain and frustration of his home life. After learning all of this, Chen decides to make deliberate efforts to get involved in the lives of each student, just enough to let them and their families realize that he knows and cares about them. The first one he visits is Gordon. He sees that Gordon is running from a group of people who are after him because he stole a concert ticket. Chen steps in to fight them because he was a former soldier. But he is hesitant to fight when he sees that Gordon's father is among those people and asks Gordon to return the ticket. Then he takes Gordon somewhere else to talk. He tells Gordon that he does not need a stage to work. If his music is good, people will come and listen to his music. Chen suggests that Gordon make the place where they are present right now his stage and start to perform, since there are many people here. Gordon takes Chen's advice, and it works. Many people gather around Gordon as he sings. After solving this problem, Chen proceeds to go and meet Gladys. Chen sees that Gladys is stealing her father's car because she thinks that her father does not like her and that he prefers her brother over her. But Chen tells her not to steal her father's car and talks to her. He makes Gladys and her father race with each other, and whoever will manage to win will listen to the other one. Gladys wins, but her father still does not listen to her. She takes the sports car and storms off into a local market where she gets into an accident. Her car gets completely crushed, but she is not even scratched. But from her father's point of view, it looks like she died in a car crash, and he is heartbroken. Gladys sees that her father cares about her too, and not just her brother, and the two of them form a new bond. Then he goes to Chris and Bruce's father and informs him about how his sons feel about him being an alcoholic. Chen hosts a group meeting where he invites Chris, Bruce, their father, and a few others who are unaware of the fact that they are related. Their father opens up and says that when his wife left him, he was heartbroken and became an alcoholic. He says that he truly regrets doing that instead of spending time with his father and sincerely apologizes. This leaves the twins in tears, and they forgive their father. Then Chen decides to go and see Jack. Jack was in deep water with the Chinese restaurant owner Johnny. Johnny wants to give a drug to a fighter so that he does not win and Johnny's player wins. Jack does not want to do it, but reluctantly agrees as they force him. Jack goes there while simultaneously Chen goes to Jack's home and finds the drug bottle. Jack's grandmother tells Chen that Jack has recently been going to Johnny's place. Meanwhile, Jack gives the drug to the fighter but catches Jack red-handed. He starts to beat Jack when Chen intervenes and fights everyone there, including the fighter. He saves Jack, but there is somehow a video leaked of Chen fighting. The video gets so viral that it is on the news, and we get to see a flashback of Chen's past. Chen used to study in the same school, and he beat up kids that played piano way too loud. Later, he went and joined the army, but he got tired of all the war and violence and wanted a normal, peaceful life for himself. We also get to see flashback footage of his time in the battlefield as a Marine, as he sees the atrocities of humanity at its worst. This leads Chen to walk the earth and find himself, something we learn during a searching montage where he embarks in an off-the-grid sojourn across the globe, eventually realizing he needs to go back to his home and make a difference. We hear Jens Chen narrate how he felt like a falcon was following him, guiding him the entire time and showing him something. This was the moment of occurrence as he decided to make people's lives better by teaching. After knowing this, every teacher and student starts to respect Chen, and the students also start to get good grades on their test. Bruce's tests are not so good, and he gets depressed. Bruce jumps off a balcony in order to commit suicide. But he survives, and many blame Chen for this. They fire Chen, and he leaves while saying that it's not his fault but the school system's fault. Then the day of examination comes, but Johnny intervenes. He wants no one to pass the exam so that the school closes, because if they pass and go to a good college, the school will go on. Johnny takes everyone's phones, but Jack manages to send a text to Chen, stating that Johnny took over and that they need to be saved. Chen comes right in time and fights all of Johnny's men, and is able to beat them all. He then fights Johnny, and it is revealed that Johnny is the kid that played the piano and got beaten by Chen. Both of them engage in a fierce fight, but Chen obviously has the upper hand. In the end, he does not kill Johnny and instead jabs a knife in his own thigh. He spares Johnny's life and said that he was never able to say sorry for what he did to Johnny. Chen walks away as Johnny is exhausted and does nothing. This school starts to teach the students in Chen's way. It does not make a big difference, but they continue to do it so that the students there get a chance of having a bright future and go to the finest universities and colleges just like Chen wanted them to. Their exam goes great, and they go to a great university while Chris and Bruce are spending time with their father, Gladys's father starts to treat her better, and Gordon becomes a famous musician. Here, this movie ends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and turn on notifications for our next video. Take care and see you next time.